No deadline dealing for Howie? Howie? Nope. Really? Yes. The Eagles stand pat while some of the NFC's top contenders load up. How do the Birds stack up now? The Eagles did load up their offense with star talent, and it's paying off. Will this formula lead to a deep playoff run? And the Cowboys will have no Dak Prescott Sunday. We'll look ahead to the showdown in Dallas. Huddle it up as we welcome you to Birds Huddle, presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. Along with Jason Avant and Barrett Brooks, I'm Michael Barkan. Eagles usually quite busy at this time of year, but Howie Roseman is quiet today. How surprised are you, Jace, that the Eagles made no trades?
I'm very surprised at this. Howie is normally a guy that's making all the trades on the deadline, but these last few years, not so much. And I'm starting to wonder if the guys are tired of him getting all the credit. I think they're taking their ball and going home. They don't want to play with Howie during the free agency periods anymore. So Zadarius Smith was there for the taking. Preston Smith was there for the taking, and we did not do anything. It was only a 5th and 6th round pick, not much at all. So I don't know what to make of it.
Well, you look at you look at the Ravens too. The Ravens had Jadeveon Clowney up. But
you've been talking about him.
Yeah.
And then Washington got Marshawn Lattimore, but certainly the Eagles needed help along the front. Toyota presents 3-point stance. Number 1, the NFC's top contenders got better while the Eagles stood pat. The Lions snagged pass rusher Zadarius Smith, as mentioned, from the Browns to help fill the void left by Aiden Hutchinson, and the Commanders added Pro Bowler Marshawn Lattimore at corner and a 5th-round pick in exchange for 3rd, 4th, and 6th rounders. Is it concerning that top teams in the conference got better while the Eagles did not?
Yeah, it's definitely concerning. Marshawn Lattimore is definitely a player, and that can definitely hurt us. He hadn't given up a touchdown in man-to-man since 2021. He is a shutdown corner, and he'll be a tough matchup for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So they definitely got better. On our end, I guess we're going to depend on our young guys and Bryce Huff in order to manufacture pass rush. We do it with blitzing, but usually in the playoffs, the teams that can get home they can get home with 4 men.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can get home with 4 men.
Were there tweaks made by Vic Fangio that might make up for the fact that they don't have what they wanted?
He's been making tweaks for the past, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, coming from the bye. He's really been very aggressive in how he's blitzing on 1st and 2nd down, as opposed to he's been, blitzing just on 3rd down. And those are run blitzes. When you look at what he's done in the past, he's not a guy that likes to do that, but he understands his inefficiencies with guys rushing off the corner, so he needed to do it a little bit. I see guys starting to come around, though. I didn't see much from Nolan Smith last week, but I did see something from Josh Sweat. He turned the corner. We know BG will give us a little more, but we're talking about guys that are a little older, so I need our young guys to step up. If they don't blitz, it's hard for them really to get some pass rush on them, but, I like the fact we got these young corners out there. They can play tighter. If they do get beat, they got the speed and make-up speed to go out there and make some things happen. So, it's just different. I just know in years past, there was so much of a need. Like, we had so much of a need last year from the safety position that we had to make a move, from the linebacker position that we had to make a move. We didn't really have that type of need this year as opposed to last year.
By the way, Jadeveon Clowney stood right where he is. Tre'Davious White in Carolina. Tre'Davious White went to Baltimore. The Ravens got him. How big is the...
Also with Jadeveon Clowney, the pass rusher.
Yeah.
He's already there.
He did not get traded.
He didn't get traded,
right.
yeah. They got him from the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, they got him from the West Coast.
How big is the gap now between the Eagles and the top teams?
I don't think the gap has ever been far. The Eagles always have had the talent. The talent is there to compete with anyone. It's all about us putting the talent together, our coaching decisions being on par with the Andy Reid or the Mike Tomlin.
Here we go.
All of those things, right? So when you're looking at it as a whole, our team is in position, but there are some things that we have to clean up.
Yeah, there is some stuff we have to clean up,
All right, stance number 2. The stars of the Eagles' offense are shining brightly. Saquon Barkley is on pace for more than 2,000 yards total. Jalen Hurts has 12 touchdowns and no turnovers over the last 4 games, and both of his receivers have made monster plays. When this Eagles offense was built, this was the end goal, right, Jason?
It's definitely the end goal. When you have Jalen Hurts completing 70% of his passes thus far this year, that's amazing for him. When you have a guy like Saquon that turning this team into a run-first football team. This team can't be stopped because of the guys that you have on the outside. It's all about the Eagles and them executing their offense. Even this past game, the only time they were stopped was when they stopped themselves. Right. There was guys running wide open. There was lanes to be had in the run game that wasn't hit. So the Eagles are their own biggest enemy, but this team is loaded. The offense is running the way that they wanted to run, and you even saw a little emergence of Jahan Dawson with the 36-yard corner route catch. He only had 35 yards the whole season, so that's good.
We did see a Dawson sighting.
How far is the offense from running on all cylinders?
Well, I mean, you look at it, I think it's more so Moore really realizes how he can go out there and really take control of the field, the entirety of the field, as opposed to, all right, we just threw it to the outside, we don't throw in the middle, we don't run the ball enough. He's really mastered now. Well, he's got those guys to buy into his calling, calling the system that he wants right now. Going under center, running play action. If you want a shot play, calling play action. We really play action. You leave some extra blockers in if you want to push the ball down the field. There's only two guys that are going to go out and catch it anyways, and that's Smitty and Brown. Why not call that and leave some extra blockers in, give them a little more time, make them comfortable in the pocket, as opposed to, just going back there in seven-step drops. Just calling things better. Just little things like, we know that Johnson was, starting on that left side. So what do? They put a tight end his side, Grant Calcaterra would chip. But then he'd go out and he'd be like the little dump-off pass, if it was pressure on him. Those are little niches that they got that really help them in their offense.
That was a help.
Definitely help. When it comes to the play action under center is definitely helping our team.
Absolutely.
And what they're doing is they're reducing Devontae and A.J. Brown's split. So therefore, Jalen Hurts can see over the line now or see over that back end, because when you do the play action with the running back, it brings those linebackers up. So now he has clear lanes throwing because he's not the biggest guy throwing in front of 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". So now he's able to get over the middle of the field. That's something that's been improved upon.
I mean, he talked about that post game on Sunday about not having the vision sometimes.
Absolutely.
To complete those passes.
I mean, look at Mekhi Becton, 6'7", 6'6". You got Lane, 6'6". Some big guys on the line.
All right, stance number 3. The Eagles' defense is for real. They're now 3rd in the NFL in total D. But check out the numbers over the last 4 games. 1st in points per game allowed. 1st in yards per game allowed. 2nd in sacks. What are we worried about, Jason?
Listen, this young defense is playing extremely well. Nakobe Dean has been a revelation. Zach Bond, they need to pay him now before the end of the season because you don't want to lose that guy in free agency. He is a ball player, and he's making plays, him and Nakobe Dean. That middle part of our defense, when you add Cooper DeJean in there, they're playing as good as anybody in the league because those 3 people are basically linebackers. You just bring him in when there's an adjustment for a receiver. But those guys are playing unbelievable. Isaiah Rodgers, you haven't even noticed that Darius Slay has left. Quinyon Mitchell has been in there balling, and coming up, and he's the competitor. He's the guy that wants to be in your face. So these guys are doing great.
And these are young guys, Barrett, that are growing together.
And they're playing tight. It's not like they're playing, I was looking at it. I haven't seen sticks defense the entire year. I mean, that used to be a cuss word to me. Why are we playing sticks defense? We're not playing that now. That means guys like 8 yards off the ball. We're playing tighter on the ball. They're taking more chances. They're not allowing that first read to come out as fast as it used to come out, earlier in the season. Now they're playing a little tighter. Now that quarterback has to read a little more. Those guys are doing a great job out there. And they're young guys that are only learning. They're learning on the fly, man. We're going to be great for a long time coming with our secondary.
So if you would rank Detroit number 1 in the conference, are the Birds 2? Can you give them 2, or are they further down the list?
I would have to basically, or you want to go first here?
No, go ahead.
In this situation, I would have to put the Commanders second, just because they play more consistently throughout the year. That doesn't mean that the Birds doesn't have the talent. Definitely have the talent, but I think that the Commanders deserve that respect.
Yeah, they've won one more game than we have, so, you got to give it to them their just due. But at the end of the day, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a long season. Hey, I can't wait till we get to it. Playoffs right around the corner.
Week from Thursday. Let's not talk about that, Barrett. It's Dallas week, man. Come on.
Let's go.